G'day viewers, this is Troy from Troy's Digital Arts channel. Here's my next update on project Dumont oscilloscope type 208. Okay, yeah, since the last video I've done a lot of work on this back area here, and I've just finally replaced that 24 microfarad electrolytic capacitor with a few capacitors chained up in parallel to make up the value that are 450 volts. So that's that done, and over here is where I've done much of the work. So I've replaced paper capacitors there, resistors there, replaced those upper resistors that I had to get from JK yesterday. I also had to take off this back cover here, which has linking terminals. I've actually even brassed them up as well because they were looking rather grubby. So yeah, used my Dremel wire brush and just brassed them up. Also replaced the link wires with new ones. And yeah, I had to label each wire here because of the fact that they all link up to these links here. So make sure I know where everything goes. I've also numbered each terminal so I know which wire goes where. Behind here I had to replace some paper capacitors as well, 4 of them. They were 0.25 microfarad, 400 volts I think, and yeah, I've piggybacked a couple of capacitors to make up the value, or close to the value. They were a bit of a pain in the ass to get to. I had to undo these screws and sort of like lever the boards diagonal a bit to get to them, but I was able to do so. Replaced a couple of resistors there. Alright, now next step is to just resolder those wires back onto this link board here and screw it back on. And then after that we'll need to replace these big can capacitors. Yeah, that one looks like it's had a bit of leakage. Doesn't look nice. Got to be careful of these caps as well because they have PCB oil in them, if I remember rightly. I think that's what it's called, and I think they're carcinogenic. I'll have to do a bit more research on that, what kind of effects it has. So I remember the effects are quite hazardous, so I've got to be careful of those. Yeah, so yeah, I've got a few can capacitors here I've got to replace. And yeah, then after that I think we're pretty much right. Just have to put the valves back in and then yeah, fire up and see how it goes. I think I should get some contact cleaner and clean up them pots too. Hopefully I won't need to replace those because some of them will be a real pain in the ass to remove. Yeah, we're putting the valves back in. Most of them will be pretty straightforward, except for these two particular valves, because there's no notch in the valve base to stick them in the right way, and that really bothers me because I can't remember which way they go in. Basically, from what I see, those valves have like an electrode, couple of electrodes and heater and heater pins. Got to find out which are what. I'm guessing the heater pins should have a resistance across them. Well, anyway, that's pretty much where I'm up to with this oscilloscope. Stay tuned for the next update. Next update I'll have those can capacitors replaced, and hopefully I'll have the valves back in and have it ready to be fired up. Alright, this is Troy from Troy's Digital Arts channel, signing out.